Hi, I'm Travis Albert from BookGlutton, and I'm going to show you the upload tool. We think the community should have a hand in deciding what's in BookGlutton's catalog, so we hope you'll upload something. Let's get started. You can upload something by going to Upload Work in the top menu, and you'll see there are 3 steps. First, upload your stuff. Second, add some information. And third, create a table of contents. I'm going to browse to a document and select it. I'm also going to have the opportunity to check a box and make it private, but I think I want to share it with everybody else, so I'm not going to do that. At the bottom of the page, I can read about RTF and XHTML. Those are the 2 formats we ask you use to import. On step 2, you'll see that I can input a lot of information about my document. I can add my title, my author. I can use my real name or any alias that I want. I should type a short description so other people can figure out whether they want to read my story. And then farther down the page, I have the option to notify some friends. I can either invite friends that are already on BookGlutton, that's on the right hand side, or I can add emails. And I'm going to go ahead and type an email in for someone outside of BookGlutton, and they can come and sign up and read my document. They'll get an email notification. After that, I'm just going to click Step 3. Step 3 takes all your large font sizes or headers and makes them into objects for the table of contents. You can see those objects appearing along the left. Each item will correlate with a section on the right. It probably hasn't guessed everything exactly right, so we're going to have to do a little editing either with the menus at the top or the related menus on the left-hand side. The menus at the top of the screen allow me to click on any piece of text in my story and designate it as a certain type of content. I can change its structure. I can call it a title page or a part or a chapter. I can also deal with its appearance by changing the size of the heading, increasing it or reducing it. I can merge it down. It's important to pay attention to headings and make sure that they are of a larger size. Once you designate something as a large heading, it will also be centered, and that'll be important for your layout later on. You won't, however, see the centering reflected here on your screen. So let's take a minute and look at what our table of contents tool generated here. You'll see when I click on something on the left, it selects it on the right. Let's go ahead and delete that. I click the X next to table of contents, and you'll notice it's not deleted from my original document, just the table of contents. You see I just got rid of Slightly Quicker Than Evolution as well, as that's a subtitle and I don't want it to be its own section. You'll see I also just deleted the ebook Revolution and then re-added it as a title page. I'm also going to increase the heading on some of the things on the title page to make sure they look nice, that they're centered and the font size looks correct. I'm also going to merge up into the same paragraph the line that says "by" and the line that says "Barnabas Togweather" so that it's all treated as one unit. So I'm going to take a minute and deal with the table of contents that I have sitting in the middle of my copy. I really just don't want it to show up at all because I'm generating a table of contents, so I selected it and clicked Omit. So that whole section of my document will never appear in the reader. It'll just skip right over it, and it also won't appear in the table of contents. That's as close as you can get to deleting something in our tool. You can't really edit your copy in here, but you can certainly delete it. I also noticed the end is in a large font at the bottom, and we want to keep it looking like that, but we don't want it to be in the table of contents, so I just took it out by clicking the X. Now I'm hitting save, and let's look at the final step. Now that my stuff's been added to the catalog, I can go ahead and add some tags. I can add more later if I want to as well. And I can also download something in the EPUB format. It's a little difficult to get your work into an EPUB format. It's the new standard, and it's what we use behind the scenes at BookGlutton, so we just thought we'd provide you an option to download it in that format as well. We can also go see it in the catalog. When you go to see it in the catalog, you'll see some details, and later on you can add more if you go to Manage Your Account in the upper left-hand corner. But what we want to do right now is read it, so let's click the Read It button. When we get into the reader, you'll notice that your title and author's names are on the background. They're on the left and here on the right. You'll also notice our title page is nicely centered because we increased the heading size. We did not increase the heading size on the dedication page, so that stuff is left justified. When we go to Chapter 1, you'll notice that we have a drop cap. And again, our header is centered. We can go forward and backward through the book. Or we can look at our table of contents that's been generated. It called the title page a title page because we designated it as such, but for the name of all the other chapters, it just took whatever the heading said. Now you can use all the other features of the reader that you can use with anything that's already in our catalog. The chat feature on the left, the annotations feature on the right. If I edit the reader, I can go to manage my account and change some of the information. So you just go to manage your account, your uploads, pick the upload, I'll pick what I've just done, and I see I can change the title, the description, I can add the first sentence, I can make it public or private, depending on how I feel about the writing. I can also add more tags, and I can see some statistics like how many people have read it and how many people have made comments. Finally, I can delete it at the bottom of the screen. So that's the upload tool for BookGlutton.com. I look forward to seeing what you write.